Hi, thank you both so much for being here. There's so many water organizations out there, like Charity Water and People Water, and people that are selling water bottles and making profit off of that. What do you see as the future for water programs? Are there going to be more partnerships in the future, or do you think it's better to have these smaller programs that are working in different villages around the world? What's your take on
Well, first of all, I think that this is such a massive problem. It's all hands on deck. And so I think that there are advantages and disadvantages to different models. Different people approach things different ways. I think there are probably some things at the edges of some organizations that are clearly not the right approach, but there are a lot of things in the middle that I think just need to play out. And I think that from our perspective, what we try to do is to look at where can we have the greatest impact, where can we be the most sustainable, and where can we be the most scalable. And for us, our work really comes down to looking at this from the perspective of capital that I've mentioned, in terms of getting this whole concept of democratization of capital that's come about through microfinance, leveraging that to get that into the bottom of the pyramid in the context of water and sanitation. And the other thing we haven't really talked about much tonight that we really believe strongly in is trying to leverage more accountability in the water infrastructure system. There's literally billions and billions of dollars that flow into this every year, most of that through local governments themselves, a lot of that through people who are investing from the bottom up through their water bills. And a lot of that money is squandered. It just goes away. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so we believe that if we could take a lesson from the Arab Spring and the democratization of information in the same way we've done that with the democratization of capital, and apply that to water and sanitation, so there's more transparency, there's more accountability on the part of water utilities and governments to their citizens, then that can probably do more than drilling, a gazillion more wells, because that impetus to change the system and get water delivery done more effectively and efficiently can come from the bottom up, where people are being empowered as citizens. And that extends all the way down to the poorest of the poor. As we look at water credit and the access to finance, there are going to be a lot of people out there in that 2.5 billion who just simply can't afford a loan. So how are we going to help the others? That's going to be helping them find their voice as citizens, so that governments will be more responsive and more efficient and more effective around this problem. So I think those things differentiate us and kind of the journey that we're on. I think that there are merits to getting wells drilled, as long as you're doing that in a very responsible and sustainable way, that you're subsidizing those for some of the poorest populations. And I think there will be some weeding out. We merged, right? That's pretty unusual in the nonprofit sector. So we kind of at least reduced the number by one in terms of the organizations that were out there doing this.